Hey, it's Kat at Kattalestv, and I'm at the beach taking a break because I got cheap parking. But I've been at a loss to even start this video because I don't know the right words. The Tory Lanez case is so stupid, so insane. It's the opposite of what it should be. And yet everyone's acting like everything is normal. Today, while I was taking a break from work, I did a little Google search about what happens when the evidence is lost. And you know what I found? There's a motion that you can have the trial dismiss if the evidence is lost by the police. Why did Tory Lanez attorneys not know that? This goes back to why I don't trust attorneys. And especially on a case this big, with as much money involved and as much power involved. What's hilarious is, in the beginning of this trial, somebody told me you had a girlfriend, but not that song. They told me that this was all about Rock Nation and that it was a big conspiracy theory. And you know what I said? I said, you know what? I like to deal with facts. Let me tell you, the facts of this case is, this is a criminal conspiracy, and I mean criminal conspiracy, and I would say a racketeering criminal conspiracy, which means if Tory ever got a decent lawyer that knew what the fuck they were doing, they could sue Megan Thee Stallion in civil court under the RICO Act, which means they can get 3 times the normal amount they would get. But I'm not a lawyer. And what is astounding and disgusting to me is that Tory's had, what, 4 lawyers? Sean Hawley left him 2 weeks before the trial started. Then you had Georgie Porgy, the bull in the china shop, who didn't know shit. And then you have Matthew and Jose. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So at this point, I would think Tory has a better chance of representing himself and getting rid of his attorneys if they're just dumb and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or they're just playing a game like they are attorneys. Because Tory could use Surrey and ask the questions in court and do a better job than Georgie Porgy and Matthew and Jose at this point. And I'm not joking, because I found that motion in less than, I don't even know, 50 seconds after I wrote something on Twitter, and then like things keep sticking in my brain, like why things aren't working. Like I talked about spells, and then later on I came up with Tada and Bot Boy and all that stuff. But sometimes it takes, I let my mind like grasp the problem and try to solve or make a solution. And what's happening is that sometimes something will stick in my head and I'll be like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with that piece of information, that evidence. And I let it like simmer in my head, and then later on I find the answer. But if I can find the answer and I'm not an attorney, why the fuck can't Tory's attorneys do it? It's less than a 30-second Google search. Look up what happens when the police lose the evidence. They lost the gun, they lost the bullets, they lost the fragments from her feet or foot. The doctor's note is a little iffy because there's 2 different ones. This one that said bullet fragments is from an orthopedic surgeon who wasn't even in the emergency room. And he also has ties to Rock Nation. So anyway, this case is absolutely horseshit. I've never seen anything like this. I want it to stop, because it all started with, well, it started with the lies, but let's get to the court part. When Kathy Taw, the prosecutor, said you had to be okay with lies in this case, that was like the first, like, what the hell is she talking about? And her also getting rid of the juror who said, well, he was a possible juror, that when she asked him, what do you think about lies? He says a lie is a lie, and she kicked him off the jury. And then later on, during closing arguments, she said if Megan made this up, she would have to be a sociopath or whatever. Sociopath or psychopath. Personally, I think she's probably both, but that's a whole other story. Allegedly. The point is, it was like she was laughing in everyone's face because she was showing the obvious. What was obvious was true, and what was supposedly true was a lie. I swear, I don't understand. Like, they are mentally fucking with all of us. Anyway, this is Kattalestv. I'll try to write the links of the stuff that I'm talking about because I actually found a couple of motions. But you know what's hilarious? The burden of proof would have to be on the defendant if the evidence was lost. That's what one attorney said on his site. So I was right in a roundabout way. If they used that the evidence was lost by the LAPD and it should be thrown out, then Tory would have to prove his innocence. That's what the law says. But I said in the get-go, a black person always has to prove they're innocent. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, leave a comment down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.